Hi counselors, welcome to another video from Counselor Tips. In this video, we'll be covering solution-focused theory, scaling. Oftentimes in solution-focused theory, people think about scaling as one of the main techniques. It's really important to use scaling correctly in order to assist the client in making progress in their own lives. So hang in there because I'm going to provide you with multiple examples of how to pose scaling questions in the solution-focused theory. Scaling questions in solution-focused theory invite clients to make their observations, include their impressions, and make predictions about their own life on a scale. Generally, in solution-focused theory, we use a scale from 0 to 10. 10 would be absolutely it happening, and 0 means no chance at all. Try to keep your scaling questions on the same scale format so clients can follow along and don't end up confused. When you pose a scaling question, it needs to be very specific to a circumstance in a client's life and a specific time. So here are some examples of scaling questions. On a scale from 0 to 10, 0 being not at all and 10 being absolutely, how serious would you say your problem is at this time? Follow up this question with an additional question once the client answers. So let's say the client says their problem is a 7 in seriousness at this time. Then the follow-up question would be, what do you think needs to happen to move your problem to a 6? We don't want to go too far down on the scale when asking follow-up questions because the client can feel overwhelmed and paralyzed and not be able to predict or even visualize how their situation can change. Here's another question. This one revolves around anxiety. So on a scale from 0 to 10, 0 is you're sleeping, 10 is a panic attack. Where would you say your level of anxiety was with regards to that situation? So let's say the client answers that their anxiety was a 6. You can follow up by asking the client, what do you think would have made your anxiety higher, like a 7? You can also follow up with another question, such as, what do you think would move your anxiety lower, to a 5? What would your situation need to look like to be different in order for your anxiety to be a 5 instead of a 6? Another question might be, so on a scale from 0 to 10, 0 being absolutely none at all, and 10 being the utmost you could ever achieve, where would you say your confidence was with regards to speaking to your boss? So let's say the client answers their confidence was at a 4. Our follow-up question could be, so what do you think it would take for you to move your confidence to a 5 when communicating with your boss? Here's another question posed when working with someone who has a substance use disorder. So on a scale from 0 to 10, 0 being no chance at all, and 10 being absolutely I would. On this scale, where would your response be in the ability to say no if somebody offered you free drugs? If the client says they've answered a 3, that it would be very difficult for them to say no to the offer of free drugs, you can follow up the question with the client by asking them, what do you think it would take for us to help you become more confident in saying no to even free drugs? That being moving you from a 3 to a 4. Additional follow-up questions to any of the examples that I've given would be these. What do you think it would be like in your life to move you from a number 7 to a number 8? What things do you think you have to put in place in your life in order to move you from a number 2 to a number 3 on the scale? What are the important things that we need to work on here in order to move you from a number 4 to a number 5 on your scale? So all those scaling questions are tremendously important technique in solution-focused theory. The follow-up to the scale questions are just as important. There are times that counselors may forget to use follow-up questions with clients in order to get clients thinking about what they need to do differently in order to move them either up or down the scale, dependent on the positive or negative behavior that we're trying to help them achieve. Thanks for joining me for this video. I really believe that viewing this video and applying the techniques shown here will help you efficiently use scaling questions more effectively with your clients and help them achieve the change that they're trying to put into place. If you like this video, please let me know. If you want to learn more from Counselor Tips, please consider subscribing to this channel as well as turning on the bell to be alerted for new videos. See you soon.